All right. Hi, y'all. Happy Monday. Hi. Happy Monday. Hi, everybody. Bonjour, bonjour. Ça va, ça va? Hope you guys had a magnificent weekend. Thank you. My birthday was the bomb.com, but I'm just getting started. So my birthday's not over because November's not over, you know? Hey, y'all. Happy Monday. Hey, bonjour, bonjour. Ça va? Comment allez-vous? Thank you. All right, this is switch up, 1 year older, you gotta switch it up. So let's get into this read. Welcome back to my channel. This is Adana, also known as the Afro Zen. And today I'm reading for the beautiful, handsome collective. Hello, collective. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Flowers, flowers, flowers. One more time. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell to book a private reading with me or to shop at my store. All that information in the description box below. Okay. So let's get into this read today. We're going to be breaking down this read from a psychological aspect of things. Okay. So the channel message is a narcissist is drunk off power with no power. Okay, let me repeat that. A narcissistic fool is drunk off power with no power. Okay, so let's break this down. So normally when someone is drunk off power, and that's in quotation marks here, it basically means that they are very intoxicated by control of others, control of scenarios, control of environments, things of that nature here. They love the attention, and the only way that they think or feel that they can get the attention here is through illusion. The illusion makes them feel very superior in regards to the situation or the environments at hand, okay? So, and I'm gonna give a comparison between a narcissist's illusioned state when it comes to power versus alcohol, okay? And this is not to trigger anyone, just making a comparison, okay? So for instance, like alcohol, when someone drinks or may overconsume alcohol, the intoxication that one can receive from it, it tends to distort their perception. You ever see someone very drunk before to the point where they're like unrecognizable? Or most people may say that when people take in spirits or drink spirits, that you're actually seeing the actual true person or true nature of that person. Hey, Member. Hey, Chad. Um, so the alcohol, or in this instance here, the intoxication distorts their perception to where they feel very untouchable. They feel invincible, or they feel like they're above consequences. So whatever they say or they do, despite them being in that, we'll say, inebriated state here, they feel like no one can do anything towards them here. So in regards to the narcissist, this power high often comes from manipulating others, dominating conversations, or making people dependent on their approval. So they feed off the reactions and emotional responses of others, mistaking that energy for true authority. So again, it's like a comparison when it comes to a narcissist who feels that they're very powerful off of other people's energy here. And if they're not able to receive or able to connect with that energy, basically your energy here, well, then you're going to start to see them kind of falling all over themselves here. And that's what's happening here. It's actually a paradox. So there's also comparison between drunk off power and then actually having no power here. So with no power, which is the contradiction, this is where the contradiction comes in. Despite acting very powerful, they possess no real control. Okay, if you don't have control of yourself, you don't have any power of yourself. And let me explain that. All of the power comes within yourself. It's innately within self. And if there are many, there are going to be many circumstances and situations where it's going to test to see how in control you are with self. When it comes to a narcissist, this is where the lessons may come in here to see if you've actually, learned to self-regulate yourself in many different ways, forms, and things of that nature here. So despite acting powerful, they possess no real control, but only borrowed influence. So the borrowed influence comes from more so the borrowed power. Excuse me. Their power depends on other people's participation, attention, or belief in their false image. Okay, make sure you guys can see me okay on Instagram and Facebook. Once people stop feeding their ego or start seeing the truth, the illusion collapses. So the narcissist's sense of power isn't rooted in integrity, or self-mastery or truth. It's actually rooted in illusion, deceit, and external validation here. So again, they look outside of themselves. They don't know how to self-regulate themselves. Everything is done outside themselves. So this is where all the power comes from. It really comes from external validation, if that makes sense. The paradox between having no power with no power here, drunk off power with no power, is someone who feels powerful while living in complete disempowerment. So they feel very disempowered by themselves because of the things that they have done, or maybe the things they have not done, or also the things they may have said, or maybe the things they may not have said. So you don't have to take that how that resonates. But nonetheless, their power is self-destructive because it isolates them, it erodes trust, and makes them dependent on illusions. It's like being intoxicated on an empty bottle, okay? They're high off the fantasy of dominance, but spiritually, emotionally, and psychologically bankrupt, okay? So all in all here, they confuse control with strength, manipulation with mastery, and dominance with divinity. Let me repeat that. They confuse control with strength, manipulation with mastery, and dominance with divinity. If you are in your divine power, your divine essence here, no one can have control over you. This is why most of them tend to kind of frown upon we'll say your background, your spiritual background, your religious background, like whatever your background comes from, or what you do on a day-to-day here. A lot of them tend to frown upon that because if you don't have a connection with a higher source, a higher power, they're wanting to make you step away from that connection that you do have, and they want to place themselves or more so insert themselves as if they are the God in your life. And that is a very dangerous perception to have, or a very dangerous belief to have when it comes to these narcissistic fools here. When the illusion fades, they're left powerless because true power cannot exist where truth does not. Let me repeat that. They're left powerless because true power can't exist where truth does not. The truth lies within you, number one. Number two, truth lies within the divinity of you. So the more divine you become, because you're divine because you're connecting to a divine energy. That's what makes you divine, okay? The more you connect with that divine energy, the more, thank you, that's cute. Thank you, boo. The more that you connect with the divine energy within yourself, the more divine you're going to feel, okay? And that's the end goal, or the end game here, is to feel and be as much divine as you can be, however that resonates for you guys here. They don't want you to be divine, because the more divine that you are, or the more that you exude that divinity within yourself, the more they're going to feel that it's going to be harder for them to control you, okay? So let's get into this read here. I am going to start with my Kipper deck. Yes, and not having any power of themselves is going to make someone be in a place of, number one, complacency, and also bankruptcy of poverty. Poverty can be stemmed from many different aspects. There's spiritual poverty. Yes, it is. I can break that down. Okay. Spiritual poverty is when you don't have a connection to a higher source, a higher power, for whatever reason. Maybe you don't believe in it, and that's fine. We're not here to judge, just giving examples. One reason could be maybe you don't believe in it. Okay, no problem. Another reason, maybe you feel like you can't connect to a higher source, a higher power. Okay, that's fine. There are many different stipulations and aspects, of course. So that's an example of being spiritually bankrupt or feeling spiritually impoverished. Next one is emotional poverty, when you're not able to have the bandwidth to sustain or hold the um all of the healthy regulations of your emotions. Okay. A next one would be physical poverty. They all work together, or they all work in tandem together. Physical poverty is that you're actually not seeing the fruits of your labor in actual 3D, meaning right in front of your face here. But as I mentioned, in regards to the spiritual aspect, the emotional aspect, and also the mental aspect as well too, they all need to work together to ensure that you are able to be spiritually rich or spiritually wealthy, if that makes sense. So it's imperative for you guys moving forward, and despite all that is happening, in the world is really the world is like on Hot Wheels right now. Everything is just falling apart. Things are not really working out well for a lot of people. People are struggling and things of that nature here. And it's important here because there's a lot of distractions around us that is continuously trying to keep us in a space of poverty. Again, spiritual poverty, emotional poverty, mental poverty, financial poverty, physical poverty, psychological poverty. They all work together: mind, body, and soul. And if you have your mind together, well, then you'll be able to get your body together. If you have your mind and your body together, well, then you're going to have your soul in together. And that's the trinity, or the holy grail of who makes you you. That makes sense. So with poverty here, they're in poverty all across the board, and they're not able to get out of the situation, or they're not able to get out of this environment here, because they keep feeling, every time they keep trying to dig out of this hole that they created for themselves, they keep sliding deeper into the hole. So it's like they feel like that they're in a landslide right now, and they don't know how to get out of the situation. Another example I can give to that is in regards to, let's say it just rained, right? And let's say someone freshly open up like a plot, or try to dig out a plot for you here, right? And it wasn't successful here. And then it started to rain. So when they were trying to, chase you into this grave or this place or this spot, this sticky space right here, they thought that you would be there, and things happen, or the tables have turned to where they're now in that actual space where they had tried to place you in here. So now they're trying to come out of this space here, or this box here, and they're trying to dig themselves out. But every time they try to dig themselves out, all of these, like, we'll say wet things like wet dirt and other things that kind of will slow a person down, is slowing them down here. So they kind of feel very hysterical, because they're not able to get out of this plot or this grave or this site that they placed themselves in. So they are 100% completely impoverished across the board. Okay, we have despair. Hey Pierre, how you doing? We have despair here. So with poverty comes despair. Not so. With poverty comes despair, because I'll use spiritual in this instance here. Someone that's spiritually impoverished here, yeah, they're going to feel in despair, because they're going to feel like nothing is not working out. They may feel that God is not real. They may feel like spirits are not real. They may feel like their whole consumption, or more so their whole existence, may not be real here. So it puts them in a space of disparity here. Now, when someone may feel that they can't connect with a higher source, a higher power here, this is where you guys come in here. They strategically look for people that do have that connection to this higher source, a higher power here, because they're realizing that things are working out for you. So they have to come in, or they're going to try to come in to manipulate the situation, or to manipulate the perception as to how you see or perceive, your higher source or higher power here. If that makes sense. And they're going to start to corrode you, or start to erode parts of you, to where you start to slip away from the divinity that you're actually in here. So with that being said here, they want you to feel as how they're feeling here, in despair and also impoverished. So since they see that you have been successful to connect spiritually, or, divinely here, they're wanting a piece of that. So they'll start to connect with you, and you may say, God got me, my spirit got me, my ancestors got me, whatever, however way you do your thing here. And they'll try to piggyback off of that to try to see if they can take what they can from you or siphon from you. So that's going back to the drunk off power. They don't have any power. They notice you have the power, but your power comes from the divine energy. If that makes sense. And they realize that. So because they know that they drunk off of power, no power here, what they're doing is, again, drunk off power, it means they are intoxicated by control. They want to control the divinity that flows through you, if that makes sense. They want to be in control in regards to the attention that you may receive as well, or the illusion of feeling very superior in regards to you. No one can ever be superior over you. I'm just going to put that right there, raw, direct. That's just what it is. Not a nasty MF or whatever, ever attempt or try to think that they could be superior than you. That's just not going to work. It's a no-go. It is what it is. And if they have an issue with trying to overseize you being superior with self here, well, yeah, they gonna have to learn the hard way. Okay. They're gonna learn the hard way. So we have concern here. Dang. Someone's name is Talbot. Talbot? T-A-L-B-O-T? Or Tabitha? Terrence? Okay. Tinky? T-I-N-K-Y? Tinky or T-I-N-K-I-E? Okay. So we have poverty, we have despair, and we have concern. Someone's name could start with a P, a D, or a C. Someone's license plate would be a PDC. Please don't put that on here. If that is, I'm just giving confirmations, okay? Someone could be between the ages of 33 to 37, however that resonates. Or this could be happening for 33 to 37 years. You may have finally broken a cycle after 33 to 37 years. So take it how it resonates. Someone just enrolled into community college. Congratulations. Okay. Someone's just starting their nursing exam, or you wanting to get into nursing school. Congratulations. You're going to do freaking phenomenal. Okay. I love to see it. Poverty, despair, and concern. And it makes sense exactly how it came out. So now they're in an impoverished state across the board. They're much so in despair. Now, because they're in despair, there's a lot of concerns here, because not only are they feeling it and seeing it, other people are too. Going back to with no power, that's the contradiction. Despite acting powerful, they were powerful off of the backs of others. Despite acting powerful, they possess no real control, only borrowed influence. So their power depends on other people's participation, attention, or belief in their false image. Once people stop feeding their ego and start seeing the truth, the illusion collapses. They were the fake, they're the illusion, so they collapse. The narcissist's sense of power isn't rooted in integrity, self-mastery, or truth. It's rooted in illusion, deceit, and external validation. Their sense of power is rooted in illusion, deceit, and external validation, which goes back to poverty, despair, and concern. They are in despair here because they're realizing that their life was nothing but one big heap of a shit of illusion. They're realizing that people are seeing them for their very dirty and deceitful ways. And then the last one here is that the external validation is no longer working here because no one sees them in the way that they want them to see them. It all just falls to the wayside here. Someone's name is Paula. All right, we have also hearing Schuler. Someone's name could be Schuler or Shoemaker. Take that how that resonates. So we have community here and we have bad health here. So the community is seeing them fall, like literally seeing them get sick. Okay, like knots in their throats. They can't swallow well. They may have like dry mouth or cotton mouth, things of that nature here. They're not doing well. It's really funny here because all these threes are coming out. I'm going to show you. We have 31, 31, 32. This is crazy. 33. 37. And 39. So something may have taken place within the 30s, your 30s of age, something with age, okay? Or it's going to happen for 30 plus something. between the ages of 32 to 39. That could be very significant for whoever this resonates for here. Or the 39 could actually represent the ending as well too, because after 39 is 40 and you're starting a new, cycle between 40 and 49, if that makes sense. So take it how it resonates, but I feel like, yes, okay, thank you, Spirit. 9 represents, in numerology, represents the end, and after 9 goes back to 1. So the 9 is the end, which is much so needed here. Happy birthday, happy early birthday. The 9 is so needed here because it represents the ending of whatever that situation was. Okay. So poverty begins because they're now seeing the impoverished ways. They're in despair. Now, because they realize that they're in despair, it's becoming a concern, but the concern is growing outside of themselves. The same external validation that they wanted from others is what people are now seeing now in regards to them crashing out or falling apart. In regards to bad health. So after the concern comes forth bad health, because if they can't get out of the poverty, they're not going to be able to get out of the despair. If they can't get out of the despair, it's going to bring forth a lot of concerns. If they're not able to fix or heal the concerns, well, now they're going to be in bad health. And because they're not able to get out of the bad health that they placed themselves in, now the community is seeing the shift of the change. Does that make sense? You see how all the cards just lined up? Hey, Kelly Boo. Hey, Boo. And that's what they did not want. They didn't want people to see their impoverished ways. They didn't want people to see that they were in a disparity. They didn't want people to see that they were very highly concerned in regards to what they have done towards you here. They also did not want people to see that they're in shambles or in bad health here, but the community is seeing it because this is the change that was needed here. As I mentioned, you guys are the talk of the town for good reasoning, but they're also the talk of the town, but more so for negative reasons here, and they can't handle that. It brings forth a lot. Wow, it brings forth even more further, deeper despair that they can't anticipate or they can't handle here. It basically summed it up here. After the change, we are in Scorpio season. Scorpio represents death and rebirth, okay? It could be, this is going to be a physical one. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you, okay? Someone's in a space here where they can't handle it and they can't take all of the pressure of what they have done towards you here, and they may actually, pre-transition themselves out. That is the actual truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Because they feel like their life is over. They feel like everything that they have done and tried, it's not working. So if it's not working and everybody's paying attention to them, it's like, oh, well, they kind of like self-destruct. And that's exactly where they're heading. They're heading into a really, really bad slide of self-destructing here because they're embarrassed and they brought a lot of shame to themselves. And as I always told you guys, guilt gonna make somebody tilt. It's always gonna make somebody tilt. And they are tilting like crazy. They can't handle the truth of this magnitude. You are the truth. You are very, we'll say, I'm trying to think of another word, like a big word, like a voluptuous. It's gigantic, your truth. It exudes. It explodes. It goes deep, it dives deep, when it comes to your truth here, and your truth is ending a lot of things that no longer serves you for your highest good. So because you disconnected from this person or you push them out to where they can no longer connect to you here, they don't have any power anymore. So despite acting powerful, they possess no real control, only borrowed influence. You were the influence to attempt to help them see themselves in a better way. You attempted to influence them to do better for themselves. They said no. Okay, no problem. Learn that word. Okay, and move forward. And once you learn, or you are learning that word, okay, here, you're realizing that the true influence comes from within you, okay? But the actual, true, raw influence comes from the creator, source, God, Jesus, universe, divine power, however way you guys do your thing here. The more you're connected with self and the divinity or the power or whatever, however way you do your thing here, the more influence you're going to have within yourself, because you're allowing yourself to listen to the nudges of the guidance of this higher source or higher power and it's giving you the play-by-play, the path to do what you need to do to ensure that you stay on that golden path. That makes sense? And that is your justice. That's your right. Someone's name is Jessica. Courthouse. Okay, that is your right. What number is that? 23. Someone may like Michael Jordan, or you may love Jordans. Maybe you are a sneaker, like a sneaker collector, or maybe you sell sneakers, okay? Or maybe you want to get into a business of creating your own sneaker line. Take it how it resonates. So his name is Tally, T-A-L-L-Y. Tally, T-A-L-L-Y. Or Tanitha, T-E-N-E-T-H-A, Tanitha. The one thing that they did not see, or the one thing that they refused to acknowledge, was the connection to source. That was the one thing that they refused to acknowledge in however way they see fit for themselves. They chastised you because you had a connection to source. They couldn't see it and they couldn't feel it, so they thought that something was off with you because you had a connection to source, which is very odd, but we're not dealing with, you know, you're dealing with odd individuals. Someone may have a 23-year-old. You may live near 32nd Street or 33rd Street. You don't have to put that down. I'm just giving confirmations, validations, that's all. You may live near 37th Street, 9th Street, 19th Street. What's that? 39th Street. You may live near a Market Street. You may live west of a city or north of a city, or it could be north of a state or north of a country. Okay. I'm hearing the word Nord, N-O-R-D in French. You could be French, or French is your first language, or maybe you're learning French. I'm also hearing S-U-D, which is south of south. So maybe you live south of France. Okay, maybe you're traveling to the south of France. Okay, maybe you, I don't know, Nice, N-I-C-E is a place in France. Or maybe you are, someone could be pregnant and you're having a niece, or you're getting a niece. Okay, or you could be working with star anise, or you can cook with star anise. So they feel imprisoned. Okay, they feel imprisoned, and there's a message of concern. Okay. Hey, that one. Thank you, boo. The imprisonment within themselves is a message of concern, which is bringing forth the necessary changes that needed to be shown by the community here. So to be honest, they did this by themselves, or they did this to themselves here. They could not handle your truth is basically what I'm saying here. They couldn't. They feel that your truth put them in poverty. That's not true. That could never be true. How can your truth put someone in poverty? As I mentioned to you guys before, the more truthful that you are with self, the more you're going to feel more freer or freeing. Let's make this make sense here. But someone has to, or these individuals feel like that someone has to take the blame for their shortcomings. No, not you. If they want to blame someone for their shortcomings, they need to blame themselves. They feel like you are the reason why they can't connect to source or divine power. That's the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard. But that's the perception of the collective here. This is why most individuals come off as very envious and jealous. Because you are, I don't like using the words like chosen ones and stuff like that. I don't really like those words, but I'll just use it in this particular, stance here. You're the chosen one. That makes sense. Or you're the one that has been able to successfully connect to source. So people actually envy that, or they're very jealous of that because they don't know how to do it, or they can't see it. So because they can't see it, they can't believe it. And that's not your problem. That's their problem. That's their issue. This is why you have to stay away from people who don't have a connection to not only source or divine power, but to themselves. Because if they don't have a connection to self, that tells me that they have no control or power of themselves. They possess no real control, only borrowed influence. Their power depends on others' participation, attention, or belief in their false image. And if you're not giving them any of that, it's going to crumble and fall. They don't feel wealthy, or they're not wealthy because they have no connection to self. That's where the real wealth comes from. If you want to see the money show up in the 3D, connect with self. You want to be very successful and prosperous and wealthy in the 3D, connect with self. Well, how do I connect with self? Well, I'm the shameless plug. Come over to Wisdom Beyond Wounds group on Facebook, and we going to get you together. We do shadow work in here every day. And yes, we are releasing things that no longer serves us, but we are also receiving wisdom beyond our wounds. That's why that group was created. So make sure you come on over, okay? But honestly, here, if you want to be successful or highly successful, whatever it is, however way you see fit in regards to success here, you have to go within yourself. You have to do the shadows, all of the traumas that you may have, or maybe you don't even, maybe not even aware that you have shadows. You have to cleanse out or clear those shadows in order for the actual wealth, the wealth of self to come through. That makes sense? Could be a mature man. Could be a mature man that's sick, a father, brother, uncle, cousin, ex-spouse, ex-lover, whoever, however, friend, ex-friend, best friend. Somebody born in the 5th month. Someone's name is Chastity or Chase. Yeah, message. They thought they were the gift to the world, which is very odd. But okay. They thought they were the gift to the world. How they gonna be the gift to the world when they're not even a gift to themselves? Yeah, I'm going there. They gave out all that they could. They gave everything of themselves, and it just left them completely 100% depleted. And when it came time for them to, let's say, capitalize or to reap what they've sown, basically, they didn't reap anything because they didn't sow anything. Or I put it in this way. Yeah, they did sow things. They sold into nothing. That's what they sold into. Other people that were just like them, that connected with them from that particular point or part of you in regards to how they see the world here. Yeah, that's what they manifested. They put their all into nothing. And that's what they got at the end. Nothing. So that's the message here. This is why they don't have any money, or unexpected money is dwindling. They may have led with money. They may have felt that if people saw them in a certain way, or a certain type of perception here, that if people saw that they had money and they were successful in that way, that people will flock to them. And that's exactly what they received and got. They led with their money. They led with their external validation of things. And people drained them, like literally took everything from them, drained them dry. You tried to warn them and they didn't listen. So, oh well, that's on them. Look, closed door. This is why the door is closed. Thank you for the gifts, y'all. This is why the door is closed right now. Because they led their life with 3D things. And you have to lead your life. Well, you don't have to. I'll put it this way. It's highly advised or suggested for you to lead your life spiritually first, or religiously, however way you guys do your thing, with source. Okay, you allow source to guide you. The more you allow that energy to guide you, the more successful you'll be, the more you're going to see the fruits of your labor. Where do you think the labor comes from? The fruits are within yourself. Yes, you have many seeds within yourself. It's just up to you to decide if you're wanting to water those seeds that are within yourself. And again, some seeds that you may have within yourself can be broken, and that's okay. Just because you may have a broken shell doesn't mean the seed is broken too. It's just the shell. And in some cases, you just have to do is just improvise or recreate something by literally just breaking off the actual shell of the seed and then plant the actual seed. You can still water seeds through a cracked shells, like sunflower seeds, all right? Maybe when some of y'all guys eating sunflower seeds, and you realize when you get a pack, right, a sunflower seed, sometimes all the seeds is not, it's not covered properly with the shell. Some of the shells come broken. You're still going to eat it, right? Yeah. So just because the shell is broken doesn't mean the seed is. Shame. Brian states on TikTok, the shell will break where you can grow a bigger one. Yeah, and okay, yes, I like that. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you can outgrow shells as well too. You're supposed to outgrow parts of you that no longer serve you. Why would you try to fit in? I mean, I don't mean you specifically, but just generally speaking, why would a person try to fit in a shell that doesn't fit them anymore, or outgrow? I mean, even crabs molt all the time. Hermit crabs molt all the time. Shoot, even turtles get out their shell, if that makes sense. So if they know that it's time for them to leave that shell that they outgrown, why can't you? So we have shame here, and this is what they're feeling here because they're still trying to fit themselves in an outgrown or outdated shell. That's what they're trying to do. They have created so many different disturbances within their shell that the actual shell is cracked, and now people are actually seeing the cracked shell here, and they don't want people to see that, so they're trying to tape it up, they're trying to fix it up, or they could be trying to hide the shell that they don't want other people to see. And when I say shell, meaning the outer parts of themselves, that's their shell. That's how they lead with life, with the outer parts of self. And that's the first thing most people see when someone's outer shell is cracked. This is why you got to go within yourself to ensure the inner parts of self is not, because if the inner parts are good, the outer parts are going to be good. They don't understand this. They don't comprehend this. Maybe they won't. Maybe they will. I don't know. And truly, I don't care. I'm being so for real with you. I don't care about narcissistic individuals. I just don't. Lies. The more lies that they stated, the more the cracks started to unravel or started to be placed in front of other people's face, if that makes sense here. Yeah. They thought they were completely cloaked or engrossed within this shell here, and they thought that no one would ever be able to see their shame, but they're the one that kept bringing shame to the cracked shell, or to the shell, if that makes sense, the shell of themselves. And the more shame that they had, the more you seeing the exposure of their cracked shell. That's also with the lies as well too. Lies and shame go hand in hand. If someone feels shame about something, normally, not all the time, but in this instance here, it's because of a lie that they may have stated. And when the lie is recognized as such, that's where the true shame starts to rear its ugly head. So again, they can't blame you for anything. You didn't tell them to lie. They chose to. Okay. They can do whatever they feel like it. That's their right. That's their free will. They use their free will to lie. Okay. They use their free will to shame others. Okay. So why are they upset that is now coming back towards them? You keep talking about TK Master. Okay, I understand what you're saying, but we going deeper than that. You got to get off the surface level, as I keep explaining to you guys. I understand. I'm going to use this as completely general statement here. Get off the money part and the inheritance part. Okay, if you know that someone owes you an inheritance and money and things of that nature, you're going to get it. It doesn't make sense to keep beating a dead horse surrounding inheritance, things of that nature. Fix yourself first. That's most and foremost. Fix yourself first, because when you finally fix yourself, then spiritual inheritance is going to come to you. So you got to stop thinking so 3D. You got to stop thinking so 3D. It's going to come. It really is. You don't fix yourself, you ain't going to get nothing. That is what it is. They don't have any money because it's energetically. This is all energy that I'm speaking about. Everything else is going to represent in regards to how you see it play out 3D, if that makes sense. But if you're not fixing yourself within yourself, you ain't going to get no inheritance. Okay, let's keep moving forward. This ain't judgment. Yes, Miss Mary says sometimes our inheritance is our growth. Yes, the more you grow, the more you're going to succeed. The more you grow, the more you're going to see your finances and the wealth of you. You're going to see it grow. But the wealth is within you. It is. The wisdom is within you. The greatness is within you. That's why some of you guys are prepared to be on a space or a stage, a world stage. Take it how it resonates. But most of you guys are going to be now in a space where you're going to see all of the fruits of your labor based on the inner work or the inner guidance in regards to what you have done for yourself. That's the judgment of you. If you've done your work, you're going to see it. If you've done your work, other people are going to see it. You can't just say. You listen to Paul McCartney with Michael Jackson, say, but you just can't say with no action. If you're going to say something, make sure that you add action behind what you stated or said that you're going to do. That is going to separate you from the individuals that just say. You say, but you do. They just say. And you can say all what you want, however you want. That's fine. That's your prerogative. But you must also do behind what you are saying. Okay? That's where the real inheritance come from, within. I said this. Okay. I said this. I sat with spirit. I sat with source. I sat with divine power. This is what I'm being guided to do or led to do. Let me now put action behind what was stated or what I said here. That's the judgment. Now, in regards to them here, they're being judged because they keep saying things, but they're doing the opposite. Or they're also being judged because they're saying things, but the things that they're saying, it doesn't really add up to what they're doing here. So this is why they're in severe judgment right now, and they're trying to get out of it. They can't get out of it until they speak the truth. They can't speak the truth because the truth is so deep embedded within themselves that, again, if they heard the truth or they spoke the truth, it will make them physically sick. This is where you come in. This is where you come in here. Your truth is making them sick. Oh, well. Tell them to step off your back. The truth is unseen, isn't it so? Lies could be seen a miles and miles upon the way. But when it comes to truth here, they're going to do everything possible to ensure that the truth remains unseen, meaning you. And now is your time to show up as being shown or seen in regards to however way you guys do your thing here, okay? Self-sabotage is here. Yes. They can't see the unseen. They can't see spirit. They can't see source. They can't see divine. They can't see God, etc., etc. They can't see it. It's unseen to them. So because they can't see what you can see or what you can feel, they self-sabotage themselves. Don't ever go against yourself. Despite even if you're by yourself, never ever go against yourself. In some cases, the reason why we may tend to be by ourselves is because that higher power or higher source, a divinity power, wants you to become closer or connect closer to that energy. If that makes sense. External influence, scared of change. Their influence comes externally. Your influence comes internally. Let me repeat that. Their influence operates externally. Your influence operates internally. Big difference. Night and day, literally, figuratively, metaphorically, night and day. External validation with scared of change. Of course, they're going to be scared of change if they're only receiving external validation. It's because what people can see with their naked eye. Oh, yeah, I see you. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. And they don't want the changes to occur because if the changes occur, the external influence is going to shift, is going to change. And they can't have that. So here y'all come with your la-di-da self collective. Beautiful and handsome collective, okay? You are the right person for this job or for this position to shift the way things are currently with your truth, with your trauma, with your experiences. You are the right person for this position, however that resonates for you. As I mentioned, some of you guys could be the best baker in your area. You could be the best mechanic, the best school teacher. You can be the best customer service rep, manager, whatever, however, whatever your, whatever your position is in life. Best doctor, best nurse, best anesthesiologist, however, surgeon, you know what I mean? You're the right person for this position. And I really hope that you guys start acting like it. You are the right person. You are the correct person for this position, whatever that position may be in your life. And because you are the right person always have the solutions, right? You always have the solutions to the issues or the problems that other people try to bring towards you. Always. That's why they try to destroy the solution, because they know that you have the solution to change the narrative of the situation for better or even for worse. Because sometimes some people need to learn a lesson, and they're learning this lesson not to fuck with you. Yeah, excuse my Spanish. They're learning not to fuck with you. So you are the right person for this job, to show them externally that you're not the one to play with. It is what it is. Now they know. Somebody went to the dentist recently. You may have just got like Novocaine or something. Okay, maybe you just got some back surgery done. It's going to be successful. Some kind of surgery is needed, but it's going to be successful, okay? They're numb to the external influence that they no longer have. Wait, what happened to my influence? They see me. I don't have no more control. Again, borrowed influence externally. They try to borrow your influence externally. They try to take what they could from you and just brush you to the side. Y'all could do it better. Yeah, can they? Clearly not. Why are they feeling so numb? Because they're being judged based on what they have done externally. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. They're being judged based on what they perceived or performed externally. Yeah, they were unprepared. They were 100% unprepared. They were unprepared for you. They were unprepared for the inner light that exudes within you. They were unprepared for the internal influence that you had and have. They were unprepared for you, period. Always remember, you would never be the 2 or the 3. You're going to always be that one. However that resonates for you, you're going to always be that one. And people are learning that you're always going to be that one. And it's not cockiness, it's confidence. Let's make that very clear. Confidence is no cockiness, it's confidence. Only people who say, oh, they so cocky, those are the ones that don't understand what confidence is, because they never experienced confidence before. So they're going to come and say, oh, they think they this, they think they that, oh, they so cocky. Well, F them and what they feel about the collective, because ain't no cockiness in you, boo. That's all confidence, period. Let me give y'all some flowers. Hold up. Okay. You listen. You better go ahead and collect the period. Period. Okay. They ain't running out of motherfucking thing. Clearly, they can't even run themselves. So how is it that someone who can't run themselves try to run other people? Child, please. It's all about perspective. It's all about the perspective, boo. Trying to be resilient, but they don't know what resilience is. Child, please. They trying to be resilient, but they don't know what resilience is. Like, yeah. And it's due to social conditioning. Hey, boo. Unique the Goddess. Hey, boo. Thank you, Kimberly. Social conditioning. They're being judged off the conditions of how they acted socially. Again, social conditioning stems from external influence. Yes, it do. If you have a group of people and they all want to feel validated by whatever they want to feel validated for, they're going to put on a show. They're going to perceive it as such to ensure that people judge them based on the social conditioning of that circumstance. If that makes sense, you don't do that. You don't do any of that foolishness. You don't do any of that hoopla. You don't do any of that tomfoolery. And that's why they mad at you. Because you refuse to lay down. You refuse to get down. You refuse to do what they do. Someone's name is Pinky. I think I said Tinky. Tinky, Tinky. Thank you, boo. AJ Blackwood, thank you. Period, Miss Mary. You threw me in the pit and I caught my way out. Period. What they thought this was. Remember, they only perceive you externally. Oh, they don't have any tools. They don't have any assistance, meaning the collective. You don't have any tools. You don't have any assistance. You don't have any guidance. Wrong, wrong, and wrong. Let me say it again. Wrong, wrong, and wrong. You had everything you needed to succeed. You have everything that you need to succeed. Internally, not externally. So despite them thinking that you don't have the tools, you do. It's within. And you allow the guidance within yourself to shift the perspective in regards to how this person was seeing you, how you were seeing this person, and how you were seeing the whole situation at hand. If you pull a plug, if you take the plug out from source, where was the connection? You have to be tapped in, or you have to be plugged in order to get that energy flowing through you. Does that make sense? But if you take out that plug from that source or from that socket, there's no connection. There's no energy. Nothing is going to flow. And that's why they are in fear. Because they're surrounded by nothing but darkness that they place themselves in. Because they don't want to believe or whatever their situation or circumstances are. Misread signs. And they misread you. They really did. They thought that you had bad vibes because they thought you did something strange to get your light. What are you talking about? Did something strange to get your light? That don't even make sense. Some of these individuals out here think that you may have sold your soul, and I'm going to break that down. The definition or the explanation surrounding selling your soul is doing something to, we'll say, get ahead of others, or doing something very harmful or malicious towards other people just to get ahead for physical things. That's what people do when it comes to selling their soul. You ain't doing not a F of that, not a fart of that. They think your light is so bright that you may have done something strange to receive your light. No, it just doesn't make sense. You're in lightness, they're in darkness. Big difference. They sold their soul because they no longer have any lights within the soul to help them get out of the situation or predicament here. Yeah, it gets dark, it gets deep. It really do. Yes, and they were reckless because they felt comfortable being in the dark, and that's fine. I'm good. How you doing, WK? How you doing, boo? They were reckless because they were in the dark, and they thought, oh, well, no, ain't nobody would never see me, man. Man, they don't know what I'm talking about. Man, watch this. Okay, and you watched. You played possum, and you just watched them do what they need to do here, and now they're in the space here where they were unprepared for judgment. Imagine that. They trying to judge you, but they unprepared for the judgment that they place upon themselves. Make it make sense, man. Make it make sense. Someone's name is Worthington. W-O-R-I-N-G. Worthington, Worthington. Or Wellington, or maybe you're making beef Wellington, okay? I'm also hearing whiskers. Maybe you cut a cat's whiskers. I don't know. Maybe you just saw a cat that doesn't have whiskers. Something with whiskers. Maybe you wear a cat for Halloween. Someone loves SpongeBob. Your favorite character could be Sandy Cheeks from SpongeBob. Or Plankton. What else, Spirit? Talk to me, boo. What does it say? It say necessary ending. Necessary ending. Boundaries are here. I've learned, this is something that I've learned recently, and it has shifted my perception in regards to boundaries. I have learned for me, boundaries are now filters and not walls. That's what I've learned. And it made a lot of sense when I actually learned that in meditation. And I'll share that with you guys. I learned that boundaries are now considered as filters here because the filters are in place to help you sift through things that is not good for you or that could be potentially harmful towards you here, if that makes sense. So the more you are filtering through your boundaries here, the more that the ickiness or the nastiness of other people's intentions or impurities won't be able to, we'll say, get past the filters that you have set up in place. I before thought and recognized boundaries as a form of just a wall. That's what I recognized at first. But as I, as I progress in my healing, because I do healing every day too, I sure do, I realized that I had to shift the perception as to how I originally saw boundaries. And when I learned it from this new perspective here, things have shifted in a higher or positive perspective for me here. So it's okay to have boundaries, of course, number one, but make sure that you are utilizing or you are positioning yourself to have filters so that way you'll still have your boundaries, but you're filtering all of the negativity from the positivity. Anger. Yeah, roar, that's Reptar. Roar, that's them. Yeah, You from Trinidad? You from Trini? Empress? Hi, Empress. We have anger here. Where's that card? The anger comes from being unprepared. The anger comes from the unpreparedness of judgment. The anger comes from the recklessness of them being in darkness. The anger comes from you filtering out through your boundaries when it comes to them. The anger comes from the necessary ending that has to happen or need to happen. The anger comes from the social conditioning that they thought they had to follow in order to be successful. I highly advise you guys not to be socially conditioned to the ways of the world. Because can you be successful? Yeah, but it's going to be hard. You're going to feel like you're in mud that you can't get out of. You're going to always feel stuck, and you always have to keep trying to, oh God, you're always trying to get out that sticky situation here. So it's more so important or imperative to ensure that you don't become conditioned by societal norms. That's what they want. They want to make it harder for you by adapting or following the protocols surrounding societal norms. Societal norms are very conditioning or conditional. That's why when you go against the grain or you tap to your own beat, your la-di-da self, they can't stand it. That's where the anger comes in. This is where the narcissistic fools come in. And they have lost faith along the way. They did. Of course they did. They have no guidance, no light to show them the steps or show them the way. So of course they're gonna lose faith. Bad advice, ancient history. Bad advice and ancient history. This is all historically, it has been historically proven that this narcissistic person that you were dealing with got nothing but bad advice when it came to you. Yes, they did. And they followed that because they thought that that was what they needed to do. Okay. Praise in reverse. They can't pray themselves out of a wet paper bag. You realize when you pray, when you state your mantra, when you state your affirmations here, right? When you pray for something, action has to be taken after you prayed or you state your mantra or your affirmations of that thing that you're wanting to manifest, correct? Prayer is in reverse. They are praying, but there's no change action or there's no change solution to what they have prayed for. So they're stuck in this space of, oh, that don't work. Oh no, that ain't true. Oh no, there's no God. Oh no, there's no source. There's no divine. There's no this. There's no that. There's this. Da 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 da. Whatever the case may be. This is why they're stuck in this bad situation of bad advice. For the ones that do pray here and they can't see their way here, some people tend to take it out on that energy or that source as well. I've seen that happen from time to time. I prayed, and I didn't get my answer. Yeah, sometimes you do get your answer. Sometimes no answer is an answer. Just because you may not receive the exact answer that you were looking for, doesn't mean that the answer wasn't answered. Every answer is answered. It just depends on how you perceive it. And you want to take that how that resonates for you. But every question that you may have ever had, there has been an answer to that, whether it's an actual answer or no response. But no response is actually an answer. And sometimes receiving no response is a blessing in disguise. Sometimes you want the answer to things and I have to have the answer and I got to, but you received it. No, I didn't. You received the answer. It may not be the way you expect or anticipate, but you receive the answer. And again, sometimes those no answers that you felt that you may not receive is a blessing in disguise. And don't cut out the blessing in disguise, because it could be a redirection from a place that you should not be in the first place. That's the secret. That's the secret. So I may have just answered that question for somebody. I'm not getting the answer I want from God and Spirit. Yes, you are. Change the perspective as to how you see things. Remember, get out of the box. Get out of the box. You're not here to be, you weren't placed in this earth or on this earth to live in a box. No, you weren't. You were here to learn as much as you could about yourself, to live as much as you could, to live as freely as you can outside of the box. You can even take a look around and you can see the ones that are successful, however that resonates for you. They're successful because they thought outside of the box. And success can come in many ways, shape, or form. You can have physical success, emotional success, financial success, mental success, psychological success. You can have many different types of success. Depends on how you see fit. Got anger issues again, and then stuck, and then what? Unable to express emotions. Can we listen to Craig David? Stuck energy and anger issues, and then unable to express emotions. Of course, they're not going to be able to express their emotions. They're angry. What angry person do you know or have you ever encountered or experienced know how to express themselves? They don't want to leave you alone, or they can't divorce from you because they feel like you have the answer. Do you have the answer? That's up to you to decide. You wanna have to, only you can answer that. Because everyone's point of view is gonna be slightly different. So only you can answer that. But this person refuses to divorce you because they feel like you have all the answers. You are the solutionist. They were the problem. You were the solutionist. They brought their nasty, funky problems to you and you solved it. And the moment that you solved it is the moment where you step outside of that box and you were actually able to divorce them or disconnect from them. And they didn't like that, because the moment that you disconnect from them is the moment that you've annihilated their external validation of themselves. Remember, you were the villain of the show, of their show, or you were the star of their show. You had an important part to play in their show. And they utilized you to ensure that they were seen as such. They used you to be seen as the star of their show. No. You were the star of their show. And when you realize that you had that star power, it's like, man, F this show. Man, get out of here. F this perception. F this point of view. Let me see things through my point of view. Let me see things through my lens. So you took everything. You took all the production of self and you created your own. Brava. Let me give y'all some more flowers. I feel real flowery today. I feel flowery. Flower. No, for real, no. I feel real flowery today. I hit the agenda. Hidden agenda is here. And what else, boo? They can't hide anything from you. Why? Because you are connected to source. That's why. Nothing can be hidden from you. Imagine somebody trying to come up against you and they want to hide what they're doing towards you. How in the flying fart is that going to work? Tell me, how's that going to work? Spike, listen to SWV or Total, okay? We got plotting here and good luck. They're plotting on your good luck. They can't plot on your good luck. What, they gonna plot with bad luck? Your good luck will wash away their bad luck. As long as you are connected to source, divine power, however way you see fit for self. They could never plot on your good luck because they needed your good luck to be successful. So if they were to plot on your good luck, it would also harm them as well too. Again, they don't make sense. They never will. They never did and they never will. Come on, Spirit, talk to me. You say justice. Yes, come on now. Yeah, clock it. yeah, clock it. Okay. And the Tower moment is here. Yes. That's right. There's a Taurus friend that's stressed out, earth sign friend that could be stressed out over you because they realize you're leveling up. You are doing the damn thing when it comes to you. You may have had a fallout with this friend and they are stressed out beyond measures. Toxic family is here too. So could be a Taurus. That's part of a toxic family. Someone's eating crawfish. Are you adding crawfish to a pizza? Something with seafood, like a seafood pizza. I've never had that before. That sounds good though. Or like a Alfredo. it's unique. So it's like unique taste when it comes to pizza. Maybe you wanting a maybe you're making maybe you have a pizzeria, you're wanting a pizzeria, or maybe you just love pizza and you just have like many different types of, we'll say, inventions surrounding different types of flavors or taste when it comes to pizza. Okay, you may have a hit. You should put it out. Yeah, toxic family, all of the toxic family. So if it's 5 people that was against you, they're all going through something. If it was 10 people against you, they're all going through something. If it's 20 people in your family, they're all going through something here. But eviction is here. They're being evicted, or they were evicted from your life. Strong look, family cheater. Yes. Yeah. Family and cheater. Yeah. They try to cheat you out of the greatness of self. They had to get to you internally. They couldn't get to you externally because they realized that you didn't follow the crowd. So the next step was to try to implant seeds of deception within yourself here to get you to self-destruct within yourself, and it didn't work. That's how people plant seeds in others, through inception of others. But internally, they got to get inside of you. They got to get inside your head, inside your mind, shoot, sometime inside your body, if that makes sense, to disconnect you from you. We have suffering in silence here, and it didn't work. Someone's name is Dante. We have Pisces here. However it resonates. You could be the Pisces. They could be. However it resonates. Someone's eating oranges or apples. Lots of fruits or citrus fruits. Or maybe you decided to eat more fruits starting like November 1st. But I just see and I hear, I'm going to eat more fruits. So take that how that resonates, okay? Or maybe you could start juicing. Or wanting to start juicing. Or maybe you don't want to cook a big dinner for Thanksgiving, because I also feel that's up in the air as well too. You want to cook big, but you don't want to cook big. So take that how that resonates. I just see a lot of shift when it comes to like food choices, or you're doing better with food choices. Someone's drinking tea or Lipton tea, or you may love Lipton tea or ginseng tea or lavender tea or chamomile. Peppermint as well. Okay, we have Gemini here. Gemini, and then we have married. So whoever this is, Gemini that's married here, someone's having a spiritual awakening when it comes to love. And then we have Virgo and Narcissist here. So this tells me here that someone, because Virgo is very, I feel Virgos are very strategic, very organized. You may have Virgo or Mercury. You may break a lot of things down. So take that how that resonates. But with Virgo and Gemini, Gemini is air. Gemini represents lovers, sucker for love, spiritual awakening. So y'all had a spiritual awakening surrounding this love. Could be love for family, love for friends, love for a lover, you know, love for some form of person here. And you realize they're very narcissistic in nature here, which push you into this spiritual awakening. Some of you guys actually had spiritual awakenings before 2020 as well, too. You may have been, we'll say, cautious because other people may not have awakened yet. But I feel like the grand awakening was around 2020, 2021. But some of you guys are like far advanced or way ahead of your time. And now people are just now catching up to what you were saying. So you're going to hear a lot of people give you your flowers for that because of you knowing things before things played out. Okay? Because when you stated things, they were like, what are you talking about? Man, that's not true. Most people were in a daze or still in this illusion state, but you weren't. Hey, Keisha. Bass? Miss Bass? They better get these gems. Y'all better come get these gems, boo. Y'all should have a book every day. I'll come over here and class in session. Hey, boo. How you doing? Hey, Keisha. You give you some flowers, girl. Yeah, hey, girl. Hey, Clee. Twin flame. Yeah. You may have thought this person, and sometimes, so mainly, majority of people think that twin flames is just solely for like an actual lover. And I'm learning that's not true. Twin flame can also be like a family dynamic as well, too. Okay. People that you thought would be there for you that wasn't there for you. And then when you finally awaken, you be like, oh, shoot, you know? So that could stem from many different ways here. But this person or whoever, however it resonates here, thought that you were a sucker for love and they thought that they can suck the love out of you. Let me repeat that. Someone thought, or a narcissistic person thought that you were a sucker for love, but the way that they perceived that they thought you were a sucker for love was to suck all of the love out of you to the point where you're completely depleted, to the point where you can no longer move forward, to the point where you no longer have any energy for yourself. So when some people say they're a sucker for love, it's like, ooh, yeah, you know, it's like, oh, okay. Hey, Fee. I love you, hey, boo. We gotta catch up. See, legal manners, yes. And because they thought that you were a sucker for love, some of them try to put you in legal matters here. Well, if you're a sucker for love, you're just gonna take whatever I give to you. And if I do this to you, you just gotta accept it. Wrong, wrong, and wrong. Wrong, wrong, and wrong. Somebody can be watching Ed, and Eddie. I just heard the theme song. Oh, man. What else, boo? What else, Spirit? Devil in disguise. I just summed it up for you guys. I just summed it up for you guys here. Instagram, y'all can see me okay? Let me know. Yeah, that jealousy. When someone real jealous and envious of you, yeah, you're going to see that true imprint of the devil that's disguised within them. Yes. J and E is like B and E, breaking and entering. And that's what jealousy and envy do or can do towards another person. It breaks through. So again, when it comes to the internal parts of you, it is truly imperative to ensure that you don't allow individuals to try to get inside of you. If that makes sense. If they can't shift you externally, if they can't get you to validate things externally, the next thing they're going to do is they're going to try to break you down internally. And that's where all the greatness sits within yourself. And you can't just have any Tom, Dick, or Harry, or Susie, or Susan, or Sue to come along and try to break apart the greatness within yourself. Because the moment that they're able to successfully disconnect you from you, is going to be hard. Not saying that it'll be hard for you to get back to you. That's basically what I'm saying. It becomes dangerous. It's like a flower. Y'all know I like flowers, right? I was trying to grow squash, yellow squash this summer. First time. And there was like these bluish, greenish, or grayish type of bugs on the squash. I've never seen anything like that. And I was so, I ain't gonna lie, I felt defeated. Because I tried everything. I wiped it down. I sprayed the thing of the aphid. Like I did everything possible, but it gave me, I learned from the experience here is that I had to be more careful to ensure that, because I had everything outside, I had my squash plants outside, and when I would go outside in the morning, it would just be covered. Those bugs would cover all over the squash. And I realized here that I had to do more to protect we'll say the greatness of the actual squash while growing, if that makes sense. You are that flower. You are that delicate flower that the greatness is within, and you can't allow anyone to get close to the delicacy of the greatness that you have within yourself is what I'm saying. Oh, ladybugs. Okay, thank you. See, I didn't know. I brought them inside. I was so mad. I know next time. I'm going to try next year. We got toxic. Okay, toxic. I did not know that. Yeah, so toxicity and dangerous. Yeah, so their toxicity is very dangerous to your well-being. Their toxicity is very dangerous to the greatness of you. It is. We have miscarriage here, okay? It may not be like an actual miscarriage. It could just be that you're no longer carrying the situation anymore and you just kind of like let it go or you release it in that kind of way. Oops. Yep, liar, because you realized that they were a liar here and you didn't want any parts of that. Somebody listen to Bob Marley, I Don't Want to Wait in Vain. We have message to pass on. And look, source, you are connected to source. Yes, you are. Everyone sees it. And you look so damn good as you are connected to source. However way y'all do y'all thing. Because remember, there are many different walks of life here. You have awakened. If you look closely, you see that eye on this picture here, and there's also an arrow. I actually like that because if you're able to look closely here, it's like the seeing eye, like the all-seeing eye is here and is being pushed down like towards you. That makes sense? And you're being able to glow, or you're being able to shine in a way that most people weren't ready for. They're not ready for your shine. You should be though, and I hope that you are. And if you're not, that's okay. But I'm going to put you in a position or in a space as if you are. Because I want to see y'all do extremely well. Yes, I do. I sure do. Yes. After all the traumas, after all the crying, after all the rain, it's time to shine. Yes. Yes, it's time to shine. And I'm rooting for y'all. I'm at the finish line waiting like, yes, another one. Yes, another one. Yes. I want to see y'all do well. I do. Okay, we got spiritual message. Yes. Yes. I want to see y'all do extremely well. Absolutely. You deserve it. If you're doing the work, you deserve it. You need help or guidance? Go to source. Go to spirit, ancestors, Jesus, Buddha, however y'all do your thing. But the help is there. The help is there. Yes, it is. If you feel like you're by yourself and no one wants to help you, that's okay. They're not there to help you in a way that maybe you perceive or you want them to help you here. But yeah, the help is here and you're going to become much more educated. Yes, surrounding. We got duality here. Duality represents source and self. That's duality. What comes up must come down. So source is above, okay? Or source is within your heart, however it resonates. But what comes up, we'll say source is above. What comes up, those are the messages, the divine messages, and it's coming down into your heart, into your mind, into your body, into your soul, however you see fit here. So get into duality, get into a balance of things, if that makes sense. Okay? Somebody drinking a pina colada. Yeah, somebody drinking a pina colada, okay? Or mimosa. Hold on, wait, let me drink my tea, child. I made some lemon tea and I add some ginger and some cinnamon in it. TheBomb.com. Hold on 1 second. Oh, that's really good. Someone's name is Alicia or Alyssa. Message of warning. And then freedom. Ooh, what's this one? Loss. You have to cut your losses. So the message of warning for the divine collective, which is you here, the message of warning is you have to cut your losses to things that no longer serve you for your highest good. You have to cut the losses in regards for you to feel free. Losses includes lying to self. Yes. Yes, it do. There are going to be parts of yourself where you may have been told a lie. There are going to be parts of yourself where you may have felt that you lied to yourself, and that's okay. Like I told you guys, I'm not here to judge you. I'm just here to help you get back to yourself, okay? And if you fall in those categories here, acknowledge it. Don't beat yourself up over it. Do what you need to do to ensure that you lose the things that no longer serve you for your highest good, so that way you can be truthful to the freedom of self. That's all. Okay, sock boss say, hey, Shahudu, hey, boo. That's the secret to freedom. Being truthful to self. The more that you dive deep within yourself, the more truthful you're going to be. I really like this read today. I did. And then we have death here. Okay. The death for you, because we're in Scorpio season, you're now going through a rebirth, or you're going through a transformation. And the more that you transform yourself, the more you're going to be in a space of rebirth, which is a good thing, of course. But all good things come to an end. I don't know. I don't think I resonate with that. I'll say it this way: all bad things come to an end. Yeah, all bad things. I don't think good things. I think bad things. That's my personal perspective. All bad things are coming to an end. So that way you can make room or space for the new and for the greatness of you. All right, so I'm going to stop right there. I need to get me something to eat, y'all. All right, we have Cancer. You could be a Cancer. They could be a Cancer. We have Capricorn. You could be a Capricorn. They could be a Capricorn. All right, we have Virgo. You could be a Virgo. They could be a Virgo. We have Taurus. You could be a Taurus. They could be a Taurus, however it resonates. We have Leo. You could be. They could be. Okay. And Virgo. I'll do one more. Okay. And Leo. Okay. So take it how it resonates. I think I said Virgo, I said Taurus, I said Pisces. I think those are the only 3 signs that came out, honestly, on here, on the table here. But if that resonates with you guys, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Don't forget to grab this copy of this book here. It is called Wisdom Beyond Wounds. Okay, it's readily available for purchase on Amazon. This book is to help you to heal yourself through the guidance of a lot of work exercises, has mental health exercises in here. It has a lot of depictions and breakdowns and illustrations surrounding many different real life scenarios that you may have experienced surrounding a narcissistic individual or a group of people, however it resonates for you. But definitely get this book. I also use this book as well to get into the group as well too. If you're interested, I only ask for you guys to engage within the group if you decide to come over. The group is called Wisdom Beyond Wounds. It's also on Facebook as well too. The more that you interact, the more help and assistance you will receive, because I interact in there all the time, every day. So thank you so much for your immense support. It is truly appreciated. Don't forget, guys, you are here to thrive. You're not here to survive. You are here to succeed. You are here to be freaking great, however that resonates for you. And now is your time to shine. You've cried all that you had to do. It was good for the soul. You did what you had to do. Dry your eyes, stand up, and do what you need to do, okay? That's why the flowers is here, Mary. You get some flowers. You get some flowers, okay? You get some, and you get some, period. All right, love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of the gifts on TikTok. It is truly appreciated. Love to you guys. See y'all soon. Thank you. Bye. Bye, TikTok. Bye. YouTube, I love you guys.